Breaking news for everyone on Social Security. A little-known payment code, something usually seen only by insiders, is now coming to light. And the truth is, most seniors have no idea what it actually means. It's called Code 92, and if you're already receiving benefits or getting ready to file, pay close attention. This tiny number tucked deep inside your benefit statement could signal extra money, hundreds or even thousands of dollars that you were never clearly told about. Across the country, retirees are talking. Some have spotted strange notations on their statements. Others have received unexpected deposits from the Social Security Administration, extra money labeled only with one mysterious phrase, Code 92. No official press release, no public warning, no letter explaining why, just the code and the money. Now here's the wild part. Financial experts and former SSA employees are quietly confirming that Code 92 isn't just another clerical tag. It's part of an internal reprocessing system that tracks special adjustments, sometimes linked to underpayments, late cost of living corrections, or hidden benefit recalculations. In plain English, you could be owed more than you think and no one's telling you. Think about it. For generations, Social Security has been the backbone of retirement in America. You spend decades working, contributing with every paycheck, trusting that the system will be there when you need it most. Yet behind the curtain, there are hidden codes, complex formulas, and classifications the public rarely ever hears about. Now, one of those codes, Code 92, is suddenly in the spotlight, and what it exposes could completely reshape how millions of Americans understand their benefits. Because if even a fraction of retirees were underpaid and the government is quietly sending out corrections, that's not just a minor error. That's a seismic revelation. The big question is, who qualifies for this mysterious Code 92 payment? How do you find out if you're one of them? And why has no one in Washington said a single word about it? We dug into the documents, we looked at real cases, and what we found might surprise you. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm breaking down exactly what Code 92 means, who it affects, and what steps you should take right now before your next payment arrives. Now, let's start from the beginning. What this code really is and why it's showing up right now. To understand what's really happening, we have to break down how Social Security payments are actually tracked. Every deposit you get from the Social Security Administration includes a hidden layer of data. These are known as processing codes, internal tags that explain why the payment was issued, how the amount was calculated, and whether it includes any kind of adjustment. Most people never see these codes, and the SSA rarely explains them. They live deep inside the agency's back-end systems, the kind of technical details only claims workers or auditors usually dig through, but occasionally these codes appear on benefit letters or payment summaries. And that's where Code 92 enters the picture. Here's what we've discovered. Code 92 is tied to something the Social Security Administration calls retroactive benefit reconciliation. Put simply, it's the SSA's method of correcting underpayments, whether caused by a calculation error, a delayed update, or even a change in federal law that affects how benefits are computed. In 2024, the SSA launched a quiet internal audit after several cost of living increases failed to sync correctly with certain benefit groups. Widows, people shifting from disability to retirement, and those moving from early retirement to full retirement age. That audit set off what insiders now describe it as the Code 92 sweep. Here's a real-life example. Mary Johnson from Tulsa, Oklahoma, retired back in 2018. For years, her monthly benefits stayed the same, $1,642 every single month. Then one morning in July, she logged into her bank account and spotted an unexpected deposit of $428. On her Social Security payment record, there was only one note, Code 92. Confused, she contacted her local SSA office. The representative told her the payment was a correction based on updated benefit calculations, but couldn't give any real details. No letter arrived, no explanation, no breakdown of how they reached that number. A week later, another retiree in Florida reported the same thing. Then a veteran in Texas, each time a quiet deposit. No explanation, just 92. So what's really happening? According to internal documentation reviewed by financial analysts, Code 92 refers to a category of post-payment adjustments tied to underpaid benefits. In some cases, it's a one-time payment. In others, it permanently increases the monthly benefit. Now, before you get too excited, here's the catch. The SSA doesn't automatically notify every eligible person. Some adjustments are triggered only when a case is manually reviewed. For instance, when you file an appeal, report a missing COLA increase, or correct your earnings record. In other words, the system might owe you money and never tell you unless you ask. So why haven't you heard about it before? Because 92 is not a public program. It's not a new law or a benefit tier. It's an internal accounting classification. But right now, this code is appearing far more often because of inflation-related recalculations and new software updates inside the SSA's payment system. Experts say the Code 92 surge began showing up regularly in early 2024, right after the agency rolled out its first major system-wide recalibration in more than 10 years. Some of these adjustments reach all the way back to 2015, meaning seniors who were underpaid for years could suddenly qualify for back pay. And yes, it's complicated, but here's the part that matters. If you've noticed even tiny changes in your Social Security deposits, an extra few dollars one month, or a payment that lands on an unusual date, it may not be a random glitch. It could be this exact process at work. Now here's where it really becomes personal. Because if Code 92 is legitimate, and it absolutely is, then millions of retirees may have money owed to them, sitting quietly in the system, overlooked and untouched. And here's the question every senior should be asking right now. How does this affect you? Could you be one of the people missing out on hundreds or even thousands of dollars? What this really means for you. If you're collecting Social Security right now or planning to start soon, Code 92 could make a real difference in your pocket because this isn't just a technical note buried in the SSA's computer system. It's tied directly to real money, and in some cases, life-changing amounts. Here's what's playing out behind the scenes. When the Social Security Administration conducts its annual reviews, it occasionally discovers that some accounts were underpaid. Maybe a cost of living adjustment didn't get applied the way it should have. Maybe your earnings record wasn't fully updated after your taxes were processed. Or maybe your benefits were originally calculated before a new law or an internal data correction went into effect. When this occurs, the system issues a reprocessing order, and that's when Code 92 pops up. It marks your account for a benefit correction or retroactive reconciliation, which is just the government's way of saying you're owed money. And here's the shocking part. According to estimates from financial watchdogs, more than 1.4 million Americans could currently qualify for some form of adjustment. That's not a fringe group. That's roughly 1 in every 20 retirees. Imagine that. 1 in 20 seniors possibly missing out on payments they have already earned. Take this example. James Porter, a retired firefighter from Michigan, spent years living on $1,725 a month, tight budget, fixed income. Then last month, he got a letter that didn't look like much, just a standard SSA notice. But tucked inside was a small line that read, Code 92. His new monthly benefit, $1,889. That's a $164 monthly increase, almost $2,000 a year, just sitting there waiting for him to claim. And here's the sad reality. Many retirees never receive that money simply because they don't know it exists. Some never check their SSA accounts online. Others assume every deposit is final and accurate. But as we're seeing, that assumption could be costing seniors thousands. Inflation has already hit older Americans hard. Food, gas, rent, healthcare, everything costs more. The average Social Security check in 2025 is about $1,997 a month. But when you factor in cost of living adjustments, missed payments, and recalculations, even a small error, say 2%, adds up quickly. That's over $450 a year lost. And if that error continues over multiple years, it could mean several $1,000s missing from your lifetime benefits. And that's why Code 92 matters. It's not just a label, it's about fairness. It's about ensuring that people who built this country, who paid into the system for decades, actually receive the benefits they've earned. Now, don't assume this is limited to a handful of cases. Code 92 adjustments have been confirmed across multiple benefit types: retirement, survivor, and even disability. Some stem from delayed cost of living adjustments, others from wage corrections or spouse benefit recalculations. Take one example from North Carolina. A widow named Teresa received a surprise $612 deposit. When she contacted the SSA, she was told it was an automatic correction resulting from data reconciliation. Curious, she asked for more details. The representative paused, then finally said, "It's a Code 92 adjustment. So how do you know if you qualify?" Here's the thing, the SSA won't send you a letter titled "You're eligible for Code 92." They'll never call you and tell you. The only way to know is to check your account or your payment history yourself. Look at your direct deposit notices. Check your benefit letters. Log into ssa.gov/myaccount and review your recent payments. If you see any notation, code, or unexplained increase, don't ignore it. That could be your sign. Even if you don't see the code directly, any sudden adjustment or irregular deposit could mean your case was processed under Code 92 internally. And here's something crucial to understand. There's a time limit. Some Code 92 adjustments are only valid within a 12-month correction window. That means if you don't report any discrepancies promptly, that money could be locked away permanently. Think about that for a moment. The system could owe you money, but if you don't check and take action, it could vanish. This is your retirement, your financial security, your peace of mind. That's why it's so important to act now, because what happens next could surprise you and potentially put real money back into your account. Let's break down the exact steps you can take today to check for Code 92 and make sure you're not leaving money on the table. What you need to do right now. Step 1, go to ssa.gov/myaccount login or create your Social Security account if you haven't already. Once you're in, click on your payment history. Look at every deposit from the past 12 months. If you see a payment that's slightly different, a code or a number like 92, make a note of it. Step 2, check your official benefit letters. You can download them directly from your online account. Look carefully at the fine print near your benefit type, payment reason, or any line labeled adjustment, recalculation, or retroactive correction. Step 3, if something seems off, don't wait. Call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213, the official SSA helpline. Ask the representative whether there has been a recalculation or benefit correction on your account. Mention Code 92 and see what information they can provide. Step 4, mark your calendar. The next major cost of living adjustment update arrives in January 2025. When that happens, the SSA will run another system-wide reconciliation, and that's when many of these Code 92 payments could appear again. If you've ever wondered whether you were underpaid or noticed your benefits didn't increase as expected after a COLA adjustment, now is the perfect time to double-check. Don't assume the system will alert you. You need to take action and be proactive. Remember, these payments are retroactive corrections, not handouts. This is money you already earned. Now listen, I know Social Security can feel complicated. The paperwork, the numbers, the endless codes, it's overwhelming. But here's the truth. You've spent your entire life working, contributing, paying into this system. You deserve every cent that's yours. And if Code 92 means even one missed payment is finally being corrected, that's a win. You've done your part. You've paid your taxes. You've earned these benefits. Now it's time to make sure you're getting all of them. So do this for yourself or for someone you care about. Check your account, make the call, get the clarity you deserve. Because when it comes to Social Security, no one is going to fight for your money like you can. If you found this information helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with your family, your parents, your friends. So many seniors are still in the dark about what's really happening. Let's make sure no one gets left behind. Before you go, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'll keep breaking down every update, every hidden policy, and every financial change that impacts your benefits, your savings, and your future. Remember, stay informed, stay empowered, and don't let the system forget you. You've earned this. You deserve it. And now you know the secret behind Social Security's Code 92.